Alright guys, so let's stick with Urban Decay. This, I think, is called the Vegan palette. Vegan? It seriously doesn't say. But I think this is called the Vegan palette. And it just came with 6 colors in it. I didn't love this palette, so I didn't use it very much. This palette is super old. But yeah, I didn't love it, so I didn't use it very much. But yeah. Coastal Scents Revealed Palette. This came with 20 of the most gorgeous eyeshadows you will ever see. This was supposed to be like an Urban Decay 1 and 2 dupe. Actually, they think they did a really good job. There's some really good colors in here. And then they have the top row, which is all warm tones, and the bottom row, which is all cool tones. Alright, let's do Lorac again. I don't even know what this palette is called, and I've never known what this palette is called. I got it from Haute Look. There's no name on the palette or anything, but it just has 6 pretty shades in it, and then it has a blush color on the side. These 6 shades, they were all shimmery. There's no matte shades in this palette, so it was really hard to do a look with this. And so next palette I have here is the 88 color palette. This is the standard matte eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics. This is another palette that is super old, and I'm kind of keeping it for nostalgia's sake, but this was one of the first palettes that I bought, and I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. It has like every color you can imagine in here. So when I'm doing maybe some really crazy eye looks and I need some more like just crazy colors, I can reach for this palette. I don't do that very often, you guys know, but I mean, hey, it's there if I need it. Then there's this 26 color neutral eyeshadow and blush palette. This is another BH Cosmetics palette that I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of. Again, one of my first makeup palettes that I bought. I thought the colors were really gorgeous, as well as you get all of these blushes at the bottom. These blushes are super pigmented and super pretty. I don't delve into this at all, but I don't know. It just kind of sticks around and hangs out with me. This is a very old Urban Decay palette. I forgot what this one is even called. This is the, what is this? Totally forgot. This is the hell is this? It doesn't even say, you guys. I think it's the Vice 4 palette, but this packaging was just so freaking extra. Like, it was so thick and it was just so extra. But I think it's the Vice, not Vice 4, Vice 2. Is it any Vice? I don't know what this is called, but it came in this big bulky like book packaging, and then these were the eyeshadow colors. It also came with like a liner, a liquid liner, a pencil liner, and I think a little brush. And then it had like this USB keychain thing that you can like watch different videos of like different tutorials or whatever. But these were the colors that were in it, and the colors were actually really pretty, but the packaging was so big and bulky that I just never used it at all. More drugstore. This is an Ulta palette that I actually got in a set, and I gave all of the rest away except for this one because I just really loved the colors that were in it. I didn't use it, so I should have went ahead and gave it away, but the colors in it were just totally stunning, so I kept that. And then I also have the Maybelline The Nudes palette. And I totally didn't like the pigmentation on this. I thought this palette was trash. I don't even know why I kept it. Alright guys, we are down to the wire. I have the 3, I'm only missing the peach palette, which I wish I would have gotten. But the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I have the Bonbons, the Semi-Sweet, and then the original. And of course the original was so my favorite. It was definitely my favorite. Then you have the Semi-Sweet, which I didn't love, but it was still pretty. Then I got the Bonbons palette, which I did really like. You guys see that? The Balm Nude palette. This was like everybody's loved for a while, but this is how it looks. The Balm always has bomb ass packaging. I think I got this off of Hot Look for like 20 bucks and the original price is like 50, so I was really excited about that find. Another palette that I just haven't used in a long time, but I really need to pull it out. Last but not least, I have 4 Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. They have just taken my heart a little bit, y'all. It started with the Catwalk palette. This was the first palette that I bought from Anastasia. I used it a little bit, but I didn't use it as much as I thought I would, because right after it, I ended up getting the Lavish palette by Anastasia. And this baby, this definitely became a very quick favorite of mine. I just absolutely loved this little palette. And one thing I loved about Anastasia palettes were that they weren't breaking the bank. So they weren't $50, they were only $30. So I did like that about her palettes. And then I didn't get another one until the Self-Made palette came out at the end of last year. And I was so drawn to this palette, especially this color right here, Pink Champagne. That's what I'm wearing on my lids today. And it is one of my favorite lid colors to date. Last but not least is my new baby. I just did a makeup tutorial on this palette, and this is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Her best work by far. It is a little more expensive now. It's $42, so a little more expensive than the other palettes, but this is her best work in my opinion by far, honey. This palette is everything. Everything, everything, everything. So if you are looking for a new palette to buy, go out and get it. Alright you guys, so I told y'all this video was going to be long, but you asked for it, so I did it. So those are all of my eyeshadow palettes. I told you those aren't like the smaller, maybe little Wet n Wild palettes. I didn't want to add those in this video, but those are all of my main eyeshadow palettes. Some of them I use, some of them I don't, so I need to go through and do a declutter, but in the meantime, that's what I'm working with right now. So again, if you guys want to see any of these palettes in a more in-depth review or makeup tutorial or anything like that, let me know down below and I can certainly get that done for you. Also, again, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. They're always listed down below in the description box. I do unboxings on Snapchat all the time when I'm buying things. I definitely do up-to-minute unboxings, so you guys can definitely see when I get things in, right when I get them in. Sometimes I don't show everything on YouTube just because there's not enough time for it, so I'll do it on Instagram or Snapchat or my Facebook page. So follow me on those sites so you can always be up to date with your girl. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.